everyone. This is Ty Slatter here, and I got Eron Gordon on a special edition of GTA Heat Check. Make sure you follow GTA Heat Check, favorite to Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTA Sports, GTA Sports Network, and don't forget GTASportsNet.com for all things in water sports. Eron, what's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How about you?
I'm good, man. I'm a little puzzled, but maybe you can break it down for me. I think you already know where I'm going. I'm like, I watched the game. Why didn't see you play, man? What's up? What's going on?
Not too much, man. When it comes to the NBA, you have the minute, restrictions for certain guys, especially when it comes down to, just how summer league is. You got to play, the first round picks, and then later on you'll start getting the guys, the undrafted guys, the second round picks, late first rounders. So, that's kind of more of the situation there.
Okay. Now, of course, for those of y'all who don't know, Eron Gordon is a family of the GTA Sports Network family. So,
sure.
We're gonna take a step back from last night's game before we go into that, and take us back to right where we left off our last time you visited us, and break down the journey from Valpo going to where you're at right now. We haven't really get to catch up with you a while, so just break down if you can the journey, like that last senior year at Valpo. And just let them know, the process of going from college and playing at a pro level.
Yeah, so obviously at Valpo, we didn't have the year. We had a lot of talented players. We just didn't have the year that we expected. But overall, coming out of it, we had some big wins. And for me, knowing that I went to play professionally after, I had a lot of, job offers, to go play in Europe, specifically one in France that really caught my eye. And I really had to really think about it and say, I just want to make sure I finish off my degree, make sure I'm training over the summer, and just, kind of go through a full process, give myself a chance to, really enjoy it and not just have to go from a college basketball season to, playing, professionally. I just want to give myself that full, summer into, getting into, playing professionally.
Right. So for those who don't know, of course, you're a Valpo grad. Can you let them know what you graduated in, sir?
So I graduated with my master's in sports administration, and I graduated with my undergrad in communication.
Congratulations, man! I know it took a lot of late nights and early mornings. The way I like to put it,
for sure.
So congrats to that. And shout out to Mr. Gordon, because I already know education. That's your dad talking for sure. I get him talking right
sure.
there. Definitely your dad talking. Real quick, can you break down while we're talking about your dad, break down the family influence for those that don't know your story, break down the family influence from Mr. Gordon all the way from, obviously EJ, Evan on down. Can you break it down? Being the baby brother, I can imagine that your big brothers were a big influence on your decision.
Yeah, well, for me, just basketball's always been number one to me, even before my brother Eric played in the NBA, even before I saw them play. So my dad was number one. He was the guy who, he was around Indianapolis. He would play in pickup games. He had beat a lot of players. He actually beat, a lot of NBA players one-on-one. And, he's somebody who scored 81 points at the JCC against, a lot of professional basketball players when he was, I believe he was 41. So, he has his own story, himself. And then obviously Eric, if you watch the NBA, you pretty much know what he's about.
Eric is.
Yeah. And then, Evan has had, people don't really give Evan the credit because he's so close in age to Eric. But, Evan's had an incredible basketball career, an incredible basketball journey, being one of the top players in a really good conference with the Big South. Then, transferring over to Arizona State, which, they almost went to NIT. They lost to Baylor. And, that was an amazing team. Into playing at IU. That was a little bit of a rougher year because they had a lot of young players, but he also played with a lot of NBA players on that team. So he's had, an amazing career. And then he also played professionally overseas in China for, about 4 or 5 years. And now he's actually coaching Shantou University over the last, 2 seasons. So, 1.5 because of COVID messed everything up.
Right.
But 1.5 seasons. So, it's been a whirlwind for us over the last, year or two.
Okay, so you kind of touched on it just a little bit when it comes to Eric and Evan and you. Just to give him a chance to flex your basketball IQ just a little bit. If I was a scout, right, and I wanted you to break down for me Eric's game, his style of play, Evan's style of play, and your style of play, how would you break it down, starting with your big brother first?
What's so funny is we're all very, very similar. And right. I mean, most brothers would be, very similar, but I would say, Eric is somebody, he's looking to score as soon as he touches it. I mean, he's somebody that, literally probably a top 10 greatest 3-point shooter of all time. It's really rare whenever you see someone like him, a very pure jump shot, obviously a very big, strong body that can get to the rim. And one thing that people don't give him credit for, especially over the last couple of years, is he's able to defend. And that's something that I'll talk about later, in the interview. But for me, I've learned a lot from him. And that's why, I think the Rockets really like me is, he's able to guard little small, fast point guards, 6', 6'1", all the way up to guys that, like Paul George size 6'9", 6'10", and that's really valuable in the NBA. And that's what I think Eric does an amazing job with in the NBA right now. Evan is somebody who's a little bit, he's a little bit smarter, but a little bit quicker. He definitely likes getting his shot off a little bit faster. And I think for Evan, he's somebody that, his best, and people don't really give him credit, is perimeter defense. I mean, he's somebody who will guard every single team's best player. When he was in the Big Ten, he was guarding the top guys. He was guarding the Gary Harrises. He was guarding all those top players, in the Big Ten. So with him being, about 6', 6'1", I mean, he did a great job of doing that. And for me, I'm a little bit more of a, catch and shoot shooter. I'm someone who likes, drive straight lines. And, like I said, from learning from them over the course of time, I became a much better defender as I gotten older. Okay, I like to see it. That people need to hear more of that. That's why. It makes it. Pay attention, you guys. Look, his career. Right now, he's getting a taste of the NBA life. You're gonna tap into just a little bit when it comes to summer league. But as far as you having the master's grab of communications and taking that sports knowledge all the way to the next level, man, the sky's the limit. Yeah, sky's the limit. And for those of y'all who don't know, he do got a podcast. So don't let the smile fool you. He got a podcast too. So we definitely talk about that. But so with that being said, you do got your masters. So break down some of your off-court ventures. Like what you got cooking off the court. We see what you do on the court. So like for me, I'm a very adventurous person. I vlog all the time. That's to me one of the funnest things to do because I like capturing the moment. I like capturing the experience. Right. On my channel, over the past month, I've went to like maybe 20 or 30 just different places, whether it be around, the city of Houston, when I was, training for the summer league, whether it be around Indianapolis, whether I was at school, whether I've been in California, New York when I was there. I just like vlogging. That's something that I've always done my best to kind of just share my experience with the world. Okay. I like that. As far as do you see yourself in a career as like a sports analyst or anything like that when you do your podcast and everything? Yeah, for sure. I've kind of dialed down a little bit from the sports and analyst. How should I say this? Sports analyzing. Just from that, viewpoint. Because right now, it's kind of hard, to kind of talk about what other teams are doing, because I've been focusing much more on my journey. But, I understand that. I'm definitely, looking forward to venturing off. And this is going to sound kind of weird, but, I'm actually looking to venture off into some other sports to, talk a little bit more about the game. Not a lot of people know this, but before I went to, start playing for the Rockets this summer, I actually was helping train some of the Fever players, and I kind of did like a little mini internship with Carlos Knox out with the Fever. So I was able to, be around professional basketball players, a lot of really good young talent on the Indiana Fever. And I spent probably about a month, working with them, every other day. So I felt like that actually really did help me, learn the professional game a lot myself. Okay. So you tapped into the training arena. Yeah. So being this is your first experience with training, what would you say is your strong suit? Like what part of the training do you feel like you really know what you're talking about when it comes to training? You feel real comfortable with? I would say being versatile, because obviously as a player, I feel like I'm very versatile. I'm a guy that can impact the game by taking 2 shots a game. I can be a player that can impact the game taking 10, 15 shots a game. And for me, that's one thing that, I kind of try to, help the girls with. And, also just being able to just be around Carlos Knox, because Carlos Knox was somebody who was very well respected around just the basketball world. I mean, you see, that's the reason why he got the head coaching job so fast, because he's so, well respected. And, he's somebody that, I look up to and I actually talk to quite a bit. I text him, once or twice a week. And he's been someone who I've talked a lot about. I think that's the biggest thing.
You actually answered my next question. I was going to ask you because I feel like players that are that versatile they don't get the look on mainstream media because they focus on stats, numbers, percentages. How much you shoot from the field? Is he a 3-point shooter? But when you break down the fact that you're a type of player that can take 2 shots and still be impactful, or take 10 to 15 shots and be impactful, I think that those type of players don't get the recognition they deserve.
For sure. And I think it's always going to be like that. It's always going to be like that. I mean, it's just like, for example, one of my favorite football players ever was Jeff Saturday. And a lot of people kind of look at me like, but people have to understand that when he's on the field, Peyton Manning is a totally different quarterback versus when he's off the field. And obviously that's, that was the center for Peyton Manning most of his career. But, without him, they don't win Super Bowl. They don't make it to the playoffs. They don't win, a certain amount of games. They're not winning 12, 13 games a season if it weren't for Jeff Saturday. Obviously, you need a Peyton Manning, don't get me wrong, but, you need guys that are going to be able to help impact games. And for me, seeing as a young kid and really enjoying, seeing that, I've always really appreciated that.